Yeah, we're wearing different costumes per usual. That's weird.
It is. This season 3, is the high school season.
Mm-hmm.
It follows the Sunflowers as fresh people in high school. However, this episode is going to take place 2.5 years earlier, or 6 months after the end of season 2.
Whoa.
What that means is that these Sunflowers are 6 months removed from their Blittle League championship, and they are now full-time on the traveling team as both Blittle League Blaseball players on the traveling team and traveling adventurers doing the crucial work that Coach Zap Xylophone assigns to them. So that is what we are dealing with today.
Whoa. We're in the past. But we're us.
We are.
So this stuff happened, but didn't happen. We're going to see it happen.
It did. And every so often in season 3, this kind of thing will happen where we need to jump back into the kind of wobbly gray 3 years between the Blittle League championship and freshman year of high school. And this is one of those jumps back into the past.
All right. Well, that's everything you need to know about this episode. Good luck and have fun, everyone.
Good luck. Have fun.
Good luck, Sunflowers.
Let's grow.
Let's grow, baby.
2.5 years ago.
Whoa.
You're all 12 years old or close to it. Coach Xylophone has given you all a very specific mission, and it's in Massachusetts.
Oh, wow. How novel.
You are normally, I mean, you're technically in the hangar where the big petunia is, and you're all sitting around kind of this big folding table. But the big petunia is that cat sound is just the big petunia maintenance crew kind of going through doing the work. And Coach Xylophone kind of gestures in that direction and says, "We won't need it this time out. Personal transportation is recommended because best we can tell, you won't be going past Wayland, Massachusetts." So, question for the group here. You can go with just the 4 of you, or one of your former Sunflowers will have been promoted to the traveling team as an 11-year-old.
Oh.
If so, tell me who it is.
Oh.
How about Stavinsky lasagna?
Oh, yes.
Lasagna.
Wow.
Yeah.
All these Stavinsky stands getting some love tonight.
Stavinsky lasagna.
From Italy to the traveling team.
From Little League to the traveling team. Stavinsky
no one thought that recently immigrant from Italy could, make a name for themselves in the traveling team, but here they are.
Made a big impression.
This is so nice. He's
Good.
there. He's in way too much tactical gear. Big smile on his face. He's writing down everything. Coach Xylophone kind of nods. This is right on the border of our jurisdiction. We have received reports of sudden, surprisingly low test scores in Waltham, Weston, and Wayland, all along the corridor. If it was just Waltham, this would be Windflower's responsibility. However, some of the Windflowers are affected. So Given that the powers that be have assigned traveling team to the case, and so I am assigning all of you.
What kind of test scores? Like in school?
In school.
Hmm.
Actually, Mindy, give me 2d6 plus sharp. This represents the amount of data that Coach Xylophone will have.
I'd love to. I'd love to do that. Sorry. Dropped it. Here we go. Plus sharp?
Yes, please.
11.
All right. Yeah,
that's
you get the
pretty
whole
good.
story here.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's really been over the last week or so that kind of the school districts have been made aware, because this week happened to be some standardized testing for all of the grade levels. So the testing was for mainly Blittle League aged students. Kind of your standard kind of aptitude and placement tests in kind of later grade school. And instead of kind of a regular bell curve of scores, there was just kind of like this double bell curve. So instead of just one big normally distributed bell curve, there was a super low chunk of scores followed by a regular bell curve. Like some subset of all three of these towns just scored disastrously low, like statistics breakingly low. And that kind of raised a lot of eyebrows. There were kind of like emergency school board meetings. And it turns out that leading up to it, those same students, all of them actually, had a sudden drop in attendance. Not every day, like they didn't just go missing or anything, but instead of, if the average student was missing 3 or 4 school days a year, these students were missing 2 to 3 a week for, it turns out, like 3-4 weeks leading up to this. So they kind of assumed this is related, and because of kind of the nature of this strange non-bell curve distribution, they kind of assumed this is some kind of weird aggregated external force.
Yeah.
And they couldn't really parse what it would be. And so this is traveling team duties.
Mm-hmm.
When a bell curve changes like that, it's because an external force is exerting pressure on the system.
Mm-hmm.
That is exactly right. I couldn't have said
so
it better
true,
myself.
Mindy.
We have
So
to figure out what's
true.
causing this.
And then stop all the standardized tests.
What?
That can be part of the mission later.
Yeah, maybe, Darby. That's a good idea. Do we know what grades are affected?
Grades 4, 5, and 6.
4, 5, and 6.
So 9, 10, and 11-year-olds.
This sounds like it's going to be an investigation-heavy mission.
Mm-hmm. We better talk to some 4th, 5th, and 6th graders.
That it will, and that you shall. So the question is, where would you like to start? There are are you going to go to Waltham, Weston, or Wayland? Or something else entirely? You could do
The 3 W's.
Maybe we should start closest to Somerville and then work our way out.
Sounds good to me.
Which one's the closest city to Somerville?
That would be
Waltham.
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 I know
Because it is within, yeah.
I know just the kid I want to talk to.
And Morgan Woodstock, where are we going?
We're going to Waltham to talk to Alex Chin.
We're going to Waltham to talk to Alex Chen.
How do you want to talk to him, Morgan?
Through a wall.
Look, I know you don't
Through
like
my-
Alex. Wow.
Through
What were
my
you going to
grit-
say, Mathers?
Nothing. I was going to say through my gritted teeth from having to speak politely to my nemesis because I'm a professional on traveling team business.
I'm sure you were. I don't need a mind reader to know that's not true. Now,
For those for those watching and listening that do not remember Alex Chen, Alex Chen is the younger brother of Susie Chen, someone that someone that the Sunflowers have not spoken to now in half a year or so. Also, Alex Chen engaged in a couple of acts of, evil in the last couple of years.
Well,
Evil.
School related too.
School related. One was he created a magical illusion of a substitute teacher.
Despicable.
To attempt to learn secrets about the Sunflowers. And the second was he entered an illegal street race as an illegal entrant. So he didn't even sign up for the illegal street race. He was an illegal entrant. But what that means is Alex is very well connected, kind of exists wearing a gray hat, so to speak, and would certainly be a good place to start.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Coach.
Severus.
Can we please get an airlift there? Please. I know it's close. Please. It's so much fun.
I can just give you an airlift.
For Stavinsky, get King airlift, everyone.
It would take longer to fuel up Big Petunia and roll it out onto the runway than it would for you to just drive there.
I grab Stavinsky and like bring him into frame and his sad, eager looking face to face Coach Xylophones.
We're not going to be taking the airlift?
I guess not. Sorry, Stev.
That's a fine. That's a fine.
I know we said you could take the airlift for your first mission, but this will have to be the exception.
Yeah, Coach
Sorry,
says no.
Stavinsky.
I hug Stavinsky and just maintain eye contact with Coach Xylophone.
2d6 plus charm, Zlobs.
Yay. 8. Yeah, what's up?
Nothing.
Essential equipment only. We're keeping fuel costs low.
Okay.
Yay.
All right. So what that means is you're going to get an airlift, but every so often, I may say you do not have something that you would normally have.
Okay.
Ooh.
And with that, the Big Petunia, big doors open. Stavinsky lasagna, very excited.
Right before the jump, and he's about to go up for the first time, and I say, "Hey, Stavinsky," and he turns around and he says, "Yeah." I push him out.
Yeah. So when Coach Xylophone says you all got to cut weight, all of you start kind of pulling things out of your bag. Stavinsky lasagna, of course, is trying to decide between two Tupperwares. One with ravioli and little polpetti meatballs, and the other some kind of penne and oil with fontina. And he's just looking back.
You got to take the penne.
Where do I go with the right? I got to go with the penne. You're absolutely
there's
right.
more air in there, so it's
more air. Yes. And so, sure enough, he makes his tough decision.
Pasta.
What weapon does Stavinsky lasagna carry? Actually,
a meat grinder.
It carries a big meat grinder. Yep.
Oh my god!
Horrifying.
That's it. That is.
Wow.
I don't like this.
You made horror.
I love it. I
can't wait to watch him use that weapon.
So it's now Blittle League is a horror show. It's a horror game. So what he did was, now normally a meat grinder, great big, sits bolted to the end of a table. There's either a crank or a motor or something like that. Not this one. This one looks like a wood chipper at the end of an axe handle.
Oh,
and
my.
Yeah, there's like a switch that he could turn on at the bottom of the axe handle. And
he has a lot of gumption. That's how he got into the
Stavinsky. Yeah, Stavinsky lasagna is Stavinsky Lasagna has cleared a bench, so to speak, in terms of this thing. So, sure enough, all of you either jump or are pushed out of the big petunia. The thing becomes a lay low jump, a low altitude, low open jump, really because Waltham's like 4 miles that way, so you pretty much take off, get to about 300 feet. You're like buzzing cell phone towers and stuff, and sure enough, you jump out of the plane
as a team.
As a team, of course. The chutes deploy, and you land. You land immediately on the street of the Chen family. Real precision drop.
We've done it enough times.
I reached to grab my cell phone to let Susie and Alex know that we're there, only to find that I don't have my cell phone.
You cut your cell phone?
I thought I didn't need it.
Cut and wait.
It's a heavy.
It is a heavy cell phone. It comes with a lot of, supplies.
Yeah, I just been like avoiding carbs and not drinking water to cut weight. And sweating.
Yeah, so normally you would just kind of reach in and reach into your bag, grab the phone. Darby, 2d6 plus sharp.
8.
Yeah, you're kind of looking at the team. Morgan's kind of looking for her phone. Zlobs is kind of pumping up Stavinsky Lasagna. You look at Mindy, who has kind of an expression that you can't parse, and Mindy's looking at the house. So you look at the house. There's, it's nighttime. It's, nighttime. And so there are lights, in the bedrooms on the second floor. And you see a, kind of a figure kind of turn and look out the window. And with an 8, you're not sure who it is, but you don't think it's one of the adults. And then the light turns out and the shades close.
Does anybody have a flashlight?
It's on my phone. Oh, gosh.
We could.
I'm just gonna throw a rock at the window.
A rock at the window. Do we want to maybe ring the doorbell?
No, that's a good idea, I guess.
Well, okay.
This isn't a stealth mission. So
I recently learned the art of compromise by reading the book of the art of compromise.
Yeah.
We throw a rock at the doorbell.
That's a really good idea. So, Zlobs.
Did you call me Serp?
I did, yeah.
Who's Serp?
I know.
Like syrup? I do like syrup.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Syrup?
I was thinking about waffles, so it makes sense.
I throw a pebble at the doorbell.
All right, 2d6 plus cool.
Oh, all right. That is a 8. We've all rolled 8s.
Good news, you don't break any windows. Bad news, the pounds per square inch necessary to ring a doorbell, it cannot be generated by this rock.
Oh.
It's a pebble, not a rock.
It's a pebble, not even tougher.
So, according to the compromise, can I go push the button?
You can.
Sure.
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay, I walk up and I push the doorbell.
I was trying to compromise with Zlobs.
No, Mindy, 2d6 plus sharp.
Everybody's doing a great job compromising. I'm just going to ring the doorbell. But I'm proud of us for working as a team. 2d6 plus sharp is a 7.
Would you rather...
Would you rather?
Would you rather not see a thing or see a sad thing?
Or not see anything?
Yeah.
I'd rather see a sad thing.
Yeah, while you were kind of standing there and Morgan was finding the right like doorbell ringing pebble and Darby was looking at the house and stuff, you were looking up at Susie Chen's window. You and Susie haven't spoken in months, and you don't know why.
I've been, reaching out.
Yes, you have.
Seems like maybe something's different.
Yeah. And so you were kind of like looking at her windows, like, we're here to see Alex, but also we're at the Chen house. I mean, she's here, like I can talk to her. And you look up at her window just as she looks out. And the thing is, she sees you. She looks at you, but does not make eye contact. You know she's not looking at you in the eyes. She then flips off the light in her room, closes the shades, and as you're walking up to ring the doorbell, you hear the sound of the back door of the house opening and the unmistakable sound of the little, like, 25cc engine on Susie's motor scooter turning on and zipping out through the back.
Oof.
Mr. Chen opens the door. Oh,
Hey, Mr. Chen.
Hi, Mr. Chen.
Hey, all right. Welcome from Somerville. You here to see Susie?
Not today, actually. We're here to see Alex.
Is he expecting you?
No.
Probably not.
Oh, I see. I've been training myself to ask that instead of just assuming, because sometimes people stop by, and I want to make sure when I go talk to either Alex.
He's
or
stalling for
Susie.
time. Quick, storm the house.
No.
No.
Wait.
Okay.
Oh.
Zlobs 2d6 plus 2d6 plus cool.
Yeah. 11.
All right. So, yeah, you through just the whimsy that is you and the fact that you're here on a mission, Mr. Chen is neither offended or physically thrown over by you entering the house. I'm not so. Well, if you're in a rush, go right on. And I was just trying to explain some parenting that I was recently working on, but by all means.
Can I still talk to Mr. Chen? Would that be okay?
Sure. So the Darby, Morgan, Zlobs, you are, standard 1-2 tactical pattern, hard entrance into the house. And anyway, Mr. Chen's like, so what I was saying was, when I was about your age, whenever friends of mine would come by, my mom would just say, hey, your friends are here. And sometimes I didn't know what friends she was referring to. And you know how you sometimes have to put on your game face? Oh, am I going to see my friend Jimmy or am I going to see my friend Bill? It's different game face for all your friends.
Right.
So I like to ask if my kids expect you, because if so, then they are emotionally ready to engage with someone in the home.
Yeah, that's a really great point, Mr. Chen. Can I ask you some questions?
Sure. On the porch or in the kitchen. And
what
are
would you
hungry?
prefer? We're in
I
your
would prefer
home.
in the kitchen because I was eating a late dinner.
Oh, so sorry to bother you in the middle of dinner, Mr. Chen. Why don't we head to the kitchen? And you shouldn't feel any pressure to feed us the food you've prepared for yourself.
Well, thankfully I have plenty, and I do feel the pressure to serve you both.
No, I specifically asked you not to feel that pressure.
Who is this person behind you that is holding a Tupperware?
This is Stavinsky lasagna.
He's very nice to meet you.
He
Oh,
loves
nice to
being
meet you.
hosted.
And a de facto potluck starts revealing itself in the kitchen, where Stavinsky is very insistent on sharing the penne and olive oil, and Mr. Chen made a whole lot of grilled chicken. So the three of you are sitting in the kitchen while Darby, Morgan, and Zlobs move through the house looking for Alex. So let's switch to them for a little bit. You are. Have any of you been in the Chen house before?
I've been in the Chen house before.
Okay. Where you want to, Morgan? Where you want to go in the house?
I know where Alex's room is, so I'll start there. But we're gonna sneak.
Oh, you're gonna sneak. Okay. All right. So let's go with this. Will be act under pressure. So 2d6 plus cool, please.
Not cool. 5.
All right. So yeah, the kind of clustered up footsteps, kind of walking up the stairs, but these are unfamiliar stairs to you that you've never tried to sneak up before, and the wrong ones creak at the wrong times, and
Zlobs.
yeah,
I'm wearing my tactical boots.
No.
at the top of the stairs, where Alex's room is, you hear the sound of a doorknob lock just as you hit the top.
Oh,
Hmm.
breach.
Alex, let us in.
Preach.
No answer.
Darby,
I reach on
breach.
top of the door frame to see if there's like a little key to his room up there.
Pure luck. Give me 2d6.
We're breaking in.
I'll give you +1 because that's just a good idea to look there, though.
It's
An 11. That's an 11.
There is one. A kid could lock their door, but can they really? You have the little, that flat interior door key, and sure enough, it starts rattling, and sure enough, the doorknob won't turn because now you're pretty sure Alex is holding the doorknob, but at least now you know he's in there, and there is a bit of a battle of strength, a battle that Darby you win, and sure enough, kind of the door kind of swings open, and Alex Chen is in there. He's got great big noise canceling headphones on. He is kind of looking downcast at the floor and rather dejectedly kind of takes 2 big steps back and kind of gestures for all of you to sit on the pile of bean bags that he has in his room.
A nice collection.
Yeah.
This is very nice, Alex.
We come in peace, Alex. We're not here to punish you for the horrible things you've done.
Mm-mm. We're just looking for some information.
He kind of slides his one, not both cans, but just one off of his ear so he can hear you. As he does, you hear whatever music he's listening to eke out. It is, sad and in minor chords and droning.
Oh no! I look in a room. There's like My Chemical Romance. Poster.
My Alchemical Romance.
Yeah, there it is.
Visualize dragons. So there are other band posters that the chat may suggest, and I guarantee you they are all in the room. So he sits. Yeah, thanks, I guess. So why are you all here breaking into my room?
We're here on traveling team business. Yeah, don't act too impressed. We are here to talk about the scores of the region and why they've been going down. And also we're here to ask about the absences and if you know anything about it.
He thinks a little too long about this. Let's switch to the kitchen. Mindy, you've got a plate. You've got nicely grilled chicken thigh. You've got a pile of penne. You've got a small garden salad. You've got Crystal Light iced tea. The whole fridge is full of Crystal Light iced tea. And
Yeah, this is different from my home.
Yeah, it's the fridges of other families are just what is going on in there. So, but yeah, sure enough, you'll have kind of a nice spread in front of you. So,
Mr. Chen,
yes.
thank you so much for the kind hosting. This is lovely. We're actually here on traveling team business.
Was I correct in assuming you just parachuted out of the sky?
Yes, you are correct in assuming that.
Where were you coming from?
From another mission really far away.
Okay.
So we had to take the plane.
I see.
But we wanted to come back here because there are some strange goings on in a few towns. And I have a couple questions if you might be okay answering them.
Sure.
Your son, Alex. What a guy. Have you noticed any maybe changes in behavior or changes in routine in the past few weeks?
Okay. This is going to be investigate a mystery. So 2d6 plus sharp, or if you just want to go spelunking, 2d6 plus weird.
I'll go what a good question. Mr. Chen's mind. Why don't I read his mind?
All right. 2d6 plus weird for investigate a mystery and tell me what you get.
Let's cut to the chase here, shall we? Oh no. It's uncanny. It's a 6. That was a low roll. And I'm going to own up to that.
Yep.
Well,
It was a low one.
it was a romp while it lasted.
Okay. How about that?
Oh no.
Jeez. Okay. You could get one question from the investigate a mystery list, and it will be the worst outcome I have thought of as an answer. Or you can get one secret about Mr. Chen or one secret about Susie Chen.
Oh.
Kayleigh's face.
Oh, God.
And it is a 6. They will all be bad secrets.
Oh, dear Lord. Okay.
You know
Okay,
the
hold on.
consequences. Don't act surprised.
Can how was I to know?
That happens every other episode.
Okay. Why don't I just re-roll and keep this above board?
Are you trying to skirt your responsibilities and your consequences?
Okay, I know that look. I know that look. Sir.
Wow.
I know what I have to do.
The classic Serp sip.
Oh
Yeah.
no.
I know what I have to do.
You get to be the middle.
Ah.
I hate this. I hate this. Stop. Don't. The screen of shame. Okay. I think that
What is there? Were you playing with a truck?
Yeah, I'm all off on the side. It's so relaxing over here.
Serp's doing whatever he wants in the corner. My heart is pounding. Okay, I'm so sorry. I'm either gonna find I'm gonna ask a question, or I'm gonna find out a secret about Mr. Chen, or I'm gonna find out a secret about Susie.
One of those 3 things.
Okay, I'm gonna find out a secret about Susie. I know.
I saw it coming.
No one's surprised.
No one saw this coming. I am making a bold decision.
Are you?
This is not what any of you thought I would do. But
Oh my god.
This is so
what happens if I
unexpected.
put this Matchbox car down this track? Where would it go?
Behaviorally, this is a divergence from my. Listen, Susie's been acting so strange. Can you still hear me?
Yeah.
Just nod your head. Okay, great. Excellent. Listen, Susie's been acting so strange. She for the past 6 months, she hasn't been speaking to me. She doesn't return calls. She just left her house. I've got to know what's going on. Hold on. There we go. I have to know what's going on with Susie, and I'm getting desperate, and she won't talk to me. So this is the way I can find out.
What you see, and this kind of happens in the basement under the conversation you're having with Mr. Chen. Because the two of you are talking. Your lips are moving, words are coming out. His lips are moving, words are coming out. Stavinsky lasagna is just constantly putting Parmesan cheese on things. But under that, under the conversation in the basement, you're walking around. And Mr. Chen has a well-ordered mind. Like it's all photo albums. He's very smart, you think. Like you can tell. Like sometimes you can't tell the relative intelligence of someone if there is even such a thing. But like this is just like a well-ordered mind of someone that has a lot going on. And you start kind of looking in the boxes and you pull out a photo album. And you're looking at a photo of the Boston Garden. And it's Mr. Chen in the driver's seat of the car, Mrs. Chen sitting next to him, Alex Chen in the back. Mrs. Chen is holding in her lap a cookie cake that she is currently fresh. She must have got it at the supermarket because it's a cookie cake and it has like its own little tube of frosting. And it says congratulations. And she's currently writing an M and an I and an N and a D.
Oh no.
Susie walks back. Mr. Chen hears the door open before he turns around. And it closes hard. And Mr. Chen tells both of his kids not to slam the car door. You don't need to. It'll close if you don't. But he could tell from the tenor of it that that now is not the time to say that. And instead of turning around, he just looks in the rearview mirror. And in the lights coming from the garden, he just sees shadows across Susie's face. And Mr. Chen, and you see the decision of Mr. Chen, and you see him form the words in his mind, well, what did she say? But before it comes out, Mrs. Chen looks at him and kind of squeezes his knee, and he doesn't say anything. Mrs. Chen just kind of puts up a finger, opens the car door, and just very quickly walks over to a nearby garbage can and puts the cookie cake on top of it. Walks back into the car, closes the door. That night was the last time since Susie Chen was a baby that Mr. Chen heard her cry.
Oh, oh.
Upstairs. Alex is kind of staring at a patch of wall.
Come on, spill the beans. Sorry, I got heated.
Yeah,
I'm on official
traveling team business. I get it. All right. Your choice, Morgan. You could investigate a mystery, or you could manipulate someone. If it's so, you have to decide right now before you roll. If you manipulate someone, you have to be very specific about what you want Alex to do. If you are not sure what you want Alex to do, you could also do read a bad situation, because that gives you questions and options.
I'll manipulate somebody.
Yeah. All right. So what do you want Alex to do?
I sort of sit beside Alex. Listen. I know why you're mad at us. Because we ruined the great opportunity for you, your dream that was the Waltham Windflowers, and to play on such a team and its greatness that once was. And nothing that either of us are going to say is going to fix that. But there are other people with other opportunities, and those opportunities are in danger. And I'm trying to fix that today. And, what do you want to do?
Gotcha. So that's kind of the case. Now, what do you want him to? So I'm asking because once you roll, we'll determine if he does it or not. So you lay it all out. He's processing it all.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you want the end result of that to be? Like, do you want him to be your ally in finding out what happens? Do you want him to confess everything he knows? Do you want him to confess?
I want him to confess everything he knows. I want him to reveal a key piece of information we can use.
Got it. 2d6 plus charm.
That is an 8.
Partial success. Fine, but I need a ride.
Can you call Xylophone back?
already on it. Coach, we need a lift.
She is talking to you from the hangar, because the big Petunia has just landed, and is currently getting its post-flight checklist done. You need a ride where?
To Wayland.
In a car, right?
No, in the big Petunia. I dial Savinsky to make it a 3-way call.
Yeah. This is a Stavinsky.
Stavinsky, this is Zlobs from upstairs. I hope your dinner's going well.
It's nice. We're talking about nice things.
Oh, that's so great. Speaking of nice things, Coach was about to tell us that she's going to send a Petunia from Blogan to go pick us up to go to Wayland.
And is she going to?
I don't know. We were just about to find out, Coach.
$2d6 plus charm, please.
6.
She just hangs up the phone. You do get a message a minute later saying that an armored transport is heading to you.
It's not as fun. I bet I get to drive it.
With a 6, you do not. But sure enough, in 15 minutes, an Office of Tactical Interventions and Bake at Home Pizza Kit sales armored transport pulls up outside of the Chen house.
Oh, it's the blue one. Ugh.
Yeah. In the intervening minutes, kind of the conversation with Mr. Chen wraps up. Alex puts on like a jacket, and all of you head outside to the van.
I take a. Oh, go ahead.
Just before we go, one more question for Mr. Chen.
Yes, of course.
I'll be right there. For Blittle League business, for the traveling team, we're doing market research. Do you know anywhere I can get one of those, big cookies? It's like a cake made of cookie.
2d6 plus charm. And this is just to see how casually you ask or if it stirs up a memory.
Four.
I'm going to pack up some leftovers for you.
Right.
And yep, with that, you are, you get this kind of nice, like, tinfoil brick of pasta and chicken. Sure enough, you are in the car, heading to technically Weston, because there is an exact location I want you all to go.
Oh, okay, definitely.
But yeah, I mean it's near Wayland. In the car, Alex kind of explains everything.
Mm-hmm.
So it started with one kid. And then it started with a few kids after that. And then they asked me, "Hey, what are you doing after school?" And I said, "Nothing. Why?" And they said, "Well, come to the Silver Horse Tavern." And I was like, "What, the old historic building that we went to in 3rd grade on a field trip?" Yeah, come to that. They keep it open." And so I did. And when I got there, I felt really sad. And all the kids there were really sad. And we were all really sad together. And now when I'm not there, I'm happier, but I'm sad because I'm not there, you know?
Like, you have to keep going back so that when you leave, you feel happier that in comparison?
Yeah, maybe.
Do you all like talk about your sad feelings while you're at the tavern?
No.
You
We
just
just
mope
kind of
about?
sit there. I started trying to bring homework, but once I was there, I just didn't want to do it.
So you just sit there together, being
Yeah.
sad,
Yeah.
but you have to go back.
Yeah.
You feel drawn back.
Yeah.
When's the last time you went?
A lot of kids go during school. I try not to, but I did go the other day, and I missed half of school.
Is there anyone besides the other students who's there?
No. And it's just we could all ride our bikes there, and it just is kind of everyone can get there, and so we just go there. I don't know who the first kid to go was, but like there are a bunch of us now. And I'm kind of glad we're going back, even though I know I'm going to be really sad.
Do you want to hug Alex Chen?
I don't know. But I think so.
We can wait it out and see if you want one when we get there.
Yeah, okay. As you get progressively closer, now that you know where you're going, like, there's a satellite map in the back here, and like you could see where you are in relation. And the closer you get, the more visibly quiet and visibly sullen Alex seems to get. It's not affecting any of you. Like you're just like, oh my God, is like they're just like a big hole of sad that we're full. Like, no, just him. He's getting quieter. He's like not answering questions anymore. But yeah, sure enough, you get to the Silver Horse Tavern.
Mm-hmm.
And the Silver Horse Tavern, yeah, you've probably all been there. It's like, it's a historic building that like during the day is like kind of a very kitschy, there's like a very kitschy like restaurant tavern in it. And like at night, it's like a bar for adults, but like really it's like a very like kitschy kind of field trip place. There's a big like gift shop. There's like a museum like on the second floor of all old, like the old hotel rooms. And the basement's kind of like a community center where they have like events for kids. And yeah, as you approach, there are like 15, 20 bikes outside. And keep in mind, this is like nighttime. And there are like 15 or 20 bikes outside. A couple of them just have like random backpacks hanging from them that are like open. And yeah, there's like it's kind of a big old square, like Federalist style, kind of like tannish building, sitting like in a field with a big parking lot. And yeah, you kind of get let out here, and the armored van's going to be like waiting in the back of the parking lot for an extract. But yeah, there's like a back door that leads down to like the basement, and there's like light coming out of it.
Let's go in.
Before we go in, can I do like a detect magic to see if there's some sort of aura?
You absolutely can. So that is going to be investigate a mystery, 2d6 plus sharp.
Okay, that's going to be a 6.
Well, you do get one question for free.
Is there any was there any magic done here?
Yes, there is magic here. And actually, the more you kind of focus on it, the less you want to. There's old magic here. You don't feel like the energy or like the vibration or the hum of like another person like doing a ritual, nor do you feel that like crackle in the air of someone that like just hurled a fireball at somebody else. Like, so there isn't that immediacy, like that nose tingling immediacy of like people lobbing magic, nor is there like that heartbeat times 1,000 sound of someone doing a huge ritual. But there is magic here, and it's old, which leads you to believe that there's some kind of totem or fetish or artifact or something like that that is kicking off heat.
All right, y'all, before we get in, look for an artifact.
An artifact. Okay.
Like a fossil?
Or
like a chalice? A spoon from the past?
A spoon from the past? Zlobs,
That's
what
an artifact.
media have you been watching lately?
The History Channel.
Oh, that explains it.
You've been watching the History Channel?
Yeah. Why? Why are you so surprised?
I'm not. I didn't say I was
It's,
surprised.
it's a good channel.
Mathers doesn't think you would watch or like the History Channel.
Wow, Mindy.
That's not true.
They have a lot on wars. They have a lot of war content. And I don't want
Okay.
to feel like changing the channel, and then I watch stuff on spoons. And
There
then
it
I
is.
stay up too late, and then I watch stuff on aliens.
Oh, that explains all the alien conversation you had.
It's fascinating. How else can you explain those spoons?
Okay, well, it could be anything. It could be a spoon or a fork or a knife or any of those things.
Oh,
Does anyone want to talk about the irony that Zlobs stays up too late watching the History Channel and then falls asleep in history class?
That is
I-
pretty funny.
I can't. I go in.
Yeah, you Zlobs, you head in. And yeah, what you see is immediately strange, but we will get to that. Mindy, you start kind of packing up your gear, like Stavinsky just kind of flips the meat grinder into idle mode.
That's for the best.
Yeah, and Mindy, you hear a very well, you hear this. Hey, Mindy, how you doing?
Sorry, where do I hear that from?
It sounds like it was someone like right behind you, like Stavinsky, but that didn't sound like him.
That's not Stavinsky's voice.
No. And so you like turn, but there's like nobody there. Oh, sorry, I didn't want to frighten you. I just wanted to see how you were doing.
Hello?
Hi.
Who is this? Wait, am I hearing it in my own head?
2d6 plus weird.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, this is what it's like.
Oh my goodness gracious. 7. Oh, wish it was episode 100.
Okay. There are I'll give you a choice between 2 questions. You can only ask one of the questions.
Okay.
Is this in my head? Does this mean me harm?
Is this in my head?
It is in your head.
Okay.
Hmm.
I'll just answer in my head then
Yeah.
instead of out loud. It's not really very polite to intrude on people's own thoughts, just so you know.
Oh, you're right. You're right. I apologize. I could tell, I could tell you were thinking about something. And so I just figured I could just ask, and you don't have to say anything, but maybe I'll just say, like, I see you. It seems like you're going through it. If you want to talk, please let me know.
Yeah, I'm going through it a little bit. I found out some pretty confusing information. May I ask who's calling?
Someone that's been through something like that myself. Do you want to talk about it? I don't want to intrude, but like, just if it would help, you could say whatever you're feeling.
Yeah, I do want to talk about it. I'm feeling confused and frustrated and upset and then confused again. What happened to you that was like this?
Pretty big falling out. I guess you could say a really big argument between people in my family, and I was kind of on one side of it, and one of my parents was, not the other. All my siblings were kind of on the other side of it with the other parent. And not everybody, I was unable to say my sorries that I wanted to say. And I guess when I kind of sense that in other people, I just want to check in on them. I guess before sadness turns into guilt,
Yeah. Well, that actually sounds, I mean, that sounds really tough. Your family's supposed to be the people you're closest with in the world.
Yeah. Your family, your friends, the people you choose as family, like those are the people that you want. It's like you're that unbreakable chain, in your life. And if that does break,
Right.
that's
And, for some families, that means who you're related to, but other families might, like you said, be the people that you've chosen. Me and my friends have been through so much. I think of them
yeah.
like family.
You're lucky to have them.
Do you have any friends that you could talk to about this?
I do. I do.
Well, that's good.
Do you?
Yeah, like I just said, I have my friends.
Well, you should talk to them about this. Not just me, but them too.
You think so?
Only when you're ready.
What you said about sadness turning into guilt. Does sadness ever turn into anger?
If you let it, I think.
I don't even know what I have to feel guilty about.
I wonder if someone in your life had sadness that turned into anger. I don't know. I feel like maybe they do.
Someone in my life, sadness that turned into anger. Huh. Do you know who?
I think you do. But maybe you don't know why? I'm speculating, but I don't think I am. I think I got a pretty good read. Whether it's fair or not, whether it's someone's fault or no one's fault, sometimes someone gets sad and sometimes they don't really get to choose what to do with the sad. Sometimes the sad kind of takes the reins and goes in one way or goes in the other way, and that sadness turns to bone or wood, old wood. Let's switch. Zlobs, Morgan and Darby. All of you are in this 1700s era former larder potato cellar that is now brightly lit and drywalled and full of chests of activities and stuff like that. It's now essentially a big conference room / educational space for kids. But instead of kids in here doing activities, it's a bunch of kids in here at midnight, kind of sitting in the various chairs, laying on the ground, sitting on the sides of tables. Most of them are wearing headphones. Some of them are leafing through comic books. It's bright in here, but it doesn't feel bright. Some of them you notice are mumbling to themselves. Just very slowly, very rhythmically kind of mumbling to themselves. Talking to them is not really work. Hey, snap out of it is none of that. You've been in here for a few. Well, I'll get to that. Do you recognize anyone?
Yeah.
Yeah. The second Alex Chen came in here, he just immediately sat down and seems to be half awake and half asleep and kind of mumbling to himself. There are other people in here, couple of Waltham Little Leaguers, and then a bunch of folks from beyond Waltham, like so where Little League isn't. So a bunch of other kids roughly your age that were a couple years younger that are all in here. So like you're kind of like walking around like, hey, can you hear me? Hey, can you hear me? Hey, hello, hello. For the first 10 minutes or so you were in here. For the last 2 minutes, though, you have been doing that to Mindy, who has sat down and is staring at a random patch of floor, mumbling to herself.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
Mathers. Mathers.
Mindy. I'd like to
I-
try to soothe Mindy. It normally works best when people are angry or scared, but I'm not totally sure what she's feeling, so maybe it will.
You're gonna roll for it. Normally you don't have to roll to soothe, but this is really more of a roll to see if you can even get through to her.
Mhm.
So I am gonna call this 2d6 plus cool. Yeah, this is essentially gonna be. Yeah, this is 2d6 plus cool.
Okay. 6.
Horror.
Anyway, Mindy. Yeah, it is just nice to have someone to talk to about this. You know, I'm not asking for names or specifics or anything, but I just want to say that feeling sad really stinks, and there are a lot of different ways out of it. But you shouldn't have to rush, you know, like be as sad for as long as you want to be.
Well, but that's the thing, friend, is I've been feeling sad. I've been feeling sad about this for months, for a long time. And I've tried to do something about it. And I've tried to reach out. And now, even though I have more information, I don't think I can feel that sad anymore because I think I'm a little mad. I don't really get that mad that often, but I don't think it's really fair of a friend to not even speak to another friend. And all of my friends were just going along with it. And I just don't know why they didn't know it was me. All of my favorite people I was missing, and I was kidnapped, and I was trapped, and they didn't even know that I was gone. How didn't anyone notice?
Yeah, I suppose that's something to be mad about. But for you, I think sad is safer. I think you need to stay sad. I think you
Yeah.
need to stay sad.
I think you're right, friend. I think you're right.
2d6 plus weird.
A 9. Not so bad.
You realize that you don't actually know where you are. Like you were so immersed in this conversation that you didn't actually realize, like, it's almost like your brain stopped logging location while you were like outside, so you just kind of assumed you still were like standing there with your gear about to like walk into a basement of like an old tavern, you know, wind, and you realize you're not like feeling that. And then you realize, like, well, where am I? Is it weird that I don't know where I am? And you realize that it is weird. And you're starting to do the math of what else do I think is weird? Okay.
Huh.
Morgan, Darby, Zlobs. Mindy is no longer mumbling to herself. Her eyes kind of narrow, and she's like, it's like she's having a dream, but trying to wake up. Like she's kind of like moving around, like looking at things that aren't there.
Mhm. She's also currently on my shoulders. So I picked her up.
Yeah. Yes, you yeah. Darby like talking her and soothing her is not working. Zlobs lifting her up has not, it's keeping her safe, so to speak, but she's somewhere else. So
I'm gonna throw out a bolt of electricity
Oh.
at Mindy.
at Mindy.
Oh, okay. I'm
excuse you.
going to
Wow.
say
Snap out of it.
Snap out of it.
I'm holding her.
This has never happened before. I'm excited.
I'm
What's
going to say, now, you can do two things. You can just do some damage to her and just see what happens. Or you could use magic to communicate with someone you don't share a language with.
Let's do the latter.
All right, 2d6 plus weird, please.
Okay. That is a 10.
I will be darned. Okay. So, yeah, Morgan, you just kind of rear back and you're like, let's just juice up Mindy and see what happens. And you kind of run some voltage directly into Mindy. Zlobs, because it will be funny, you take like 1 harm of electrical damage.
What? Hold on. It's funny. I'm sorry. Am I just your plaything? I just take 1 harm? Well,
Yeah.
here's the
Yes
real
and
joke,
yes.
John Serpico. I have
Uh-huh.
2 armor resistance, so thank you.
Yeah, okay, yeah, no, it's no harm.
So no
Uh,
harm.
It hurts a lot, though.
How you do it.
Do I take harm?
You do not.
Oh.
Yeah, the electricity ran through you because Zlobs is grounding you.
It's part of the defensive maneuver that
Nice.
Yeah, exactly. And you kind of, so Morgan, you kind of slam some voltage into like the side of Mindy, and you hear her voice and another voice, and the other voice is saying, "No, stick with being sad. Stick with being sad. You deserve to be sad right now,
But
because everything else will be either anger or guilt. And anger and guilt are both terrible, but sad you can control. Sad you could live in for a while.
hello?
And you have a lot of things to be sad about."
Mathers.
And you hear Morgan's voice.
You're right. Sad is safer.
Mathers.
That is safer.
Sad won't change anything. It's
Hey,
just
whoever-
for me.
All right, so whoever is speaking right now, other than Mathers,
Morgan?
get out.
Morgan,
Yeah.
is that you?
Yeah, Mathers, I'm here to save you. You're in possession right now.
Hey, Morgan.
Wait,
Is there anything you need to talk about? How are you feeling?
where am
I'm feeling like you need to get the heck out of my friend's brain, you jerk.
Morgan, where are we?
I think Mindy's perfectly happy here, though.
We're in
Wait.
your brain right now in the bottom of that tavern, and someone is controlling you.
I'm not doing anything at all. I'm just saying it's okay to
Someone's
live in sadness.
controlling me?
Mathers,
Morgan?
you're controlling you. And you just gotta snap out of it. It's okay to be sad sometimes, but it's also okay to be happy. It's also okay to trust your friends, and it's okay to trust yourself. You just gotta wake up, Mathers.
Can I go inside the mind of whoever's speaking with me?
2d6 plus weird minus 1.
I want to
Because
try
this
to
is,
follow.
or you don't know.
I want to follow the breadcrumbs back to the source.
Mm-hmm.
9.
Not bad. Partial success. You know where physically it is, but you cannot enter its mind. It is in this room. It's wherever it is you say it is. But it's in this room.
It's in this room.
That is the first thing that Darby and Zlobs you hear Mindy say. It's in this room.
It's in this room. I look for silverware.
It's in this room.
Yeah, you start looking around. Mindy, you're like trying to come out of it at this point.
Mhm.
And yeah, like Zlobs, you're tearing the place apart. Zlobs and Darby, I want each of you to roll 2d6 plus sharp. Whoever gets the higher score finds it.
I'm sorry. What's is this a read a bad situation?
It is not. This is pure gotta find it.
Okay.
Well, I rolled a 6, so
I got an 8.
So partial success for Zlobs. Zlobs, you find it. The partial success is you partially destroy this important historic site. So you're kind of like there's like an old like bar top down here. You kind of like rip it out, like kind of shattering the square head nails that have been holding the bar top on for 300 years. And you're like, gotta be under here. So like things are splintering.
Yeah, things falling over. Like all I'm holding Mindy on my shoulders.
Yes.
I'm just one-handing it.
And you think you come to it. There's a false floor under here.
I can't hide anything from Zlobs.
Like there's a full almost like a hiding spot for instance, in fact, very specifically, gunpowder for the local revolutionary militias.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing that you realize is this thing was kind of broken open. It should be sealed, but it's broken open. And so you're looking in there, you have like a light. Darby, you head over, like flaming sword, partly out of hill. You're lighting it all up. And yeah, in here is a burlap bag, and that burlap bag is open, and inside is a thing.
I grab it.
You do. You know immediately, even though it's not making you sad, that this thing is almost hot with magical energy. How? It is a rough-hewn block. You thought it was stone, but it's a little too light. This is a rough-hewn wooden block, just bigger than a Blaseball. The sides are mostly smooth and dull. It somehow smells sad.
Yeah. Darby, can you put this in your bag?
nah, just toss it to me. I'm getting rid of it.
Oh yes. Hold on. Let's get out of the basement.
Yeah. So
I accidentally hit
a little bit of
Mindy's
slow
head.
pitch. Darby, why don't you give me 2d6 plus tough?
9.
Not an arcing home run over the horizon, but a solid frozen rope that sends this thing shooting across the parking lot, where it slams into a telephone pole and dents pretty hard. Morgan and Mindy, you are standing in the basement as you are. I'd say, Zlobs, you probably put Mindy down before you did this. So, Morgan, Mindy, Stavinsky are all down in the basement when all of a sudden, Mindy, your eyes kind of clear very fast. And you realize a bunch of the kids in here are still here. Some of them are still listening to music, but 3 or 4 of them, you just see go, ugh, no. Start talking to each other. The windflowers in here start talking to each other. You hear laughter. Someone laughs.
Mathers?
And Mindy, that voice is gone.
You feeling all right?
Yeah, I think so.
Awesome. I'm glad I could save your butt again.
Did you or Zlobs or Darby did any of you go somewhere else?
No. What's
That's
up?
strange.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I just got stuck somewhere with a voice in my head. I just don't know why it didn't happen to any of you. No offense, but my mind is built with more fortitude
No.
than
I get it. Well, if you ever want to talk about it, we're here.
right. Yeah, maybe that's a good idea.
Okay.
Do you want to go to the squeeze or something?
Oh,
At the
squeeze.
Sound of mop on tile floor. The four of you are at a table. Stavinsky is at a table right nearby. He kind of reads the room. And so he's sitting there drinking a real big tomato juice, disassembling his meat grinder.
Mhm.
And the four of you were there under a big swinging light.
And then when I heard Morgan's voice, that's when I felt like I realized more what was happening. But before that, it's just blank.
Just
And
blank, you said?
just the voice.
Just
Huh.
talking at you? You don't remember what it said?
We had a conversation.
Oh, what about? That actually might be important to know.
Mhm.
Well, I think the conversation is probably unique to each person. The voice told me that, the voice told me that they had some kind of disagreement with their family. Sounded like a really tough situation. And then they asked what was making me so sad. And we talked about that.
Oh, are you Mathers? Are you okay? What's making you so? Are you sad?
Well, I haven't really asked you all about this, but 6 months ago,
Yeah.
when I was taken, when I was replaced,
Yeah. You
Why
were
didn't-
never replaced. Yeah, but yeah.
why didn't you all look for me?
We were duped. We fell for it. I don't know how, but I think any of the signs that you weren't you, I guess we just ignored or justified or
Mathers, you're a unique individual, and we all thought to ourselves, I think I speak for everyone, we all thought to ourselves that Kestrel was not you, or at least we had a clue that something was off. And we asked and asked and asked to talk and to open up, and Kestrel never would. And
Which that's not really out of the ordinary.
exactly.
It's
But-
not out of the ordinary for Kestrel not to open up.
No, for you.
Yeah.
So we just kind of we kind of gave her space.
What do you mean? I open up.
Mathers, this is like the first time you've opened up to me
Mm-hmm.
like this. And I'll be honest, I'm really, really sorry that we didn't come and find you. And I feel bad about that. I still feel bad about it. But you don't open up to me. And that's fine. Like, you take your space, but what that is what it is. Do you remember how long it took you to tell me that you helped Susie Chen?
Yeah, I guess I've gotten really good at keeping secrets.
Thanks for trusting us with this one.
Well, thanks for coming back for me.
Really sorry, Mindy.
I'm sorry too, I guess. I never realized. I was scared.
Yeah, being open with people is scary.
I meant I was scared when I was kidnapped by henchmen.
sorry.
But opening up is also scary, and I'll try to do it more. I wasn't used to being that alone. And I'll try to remember that I'm not anymore.
And you were never alone.
Yeah.
We'll end it right there. The Hangar.
Yeah.
Big Petunia. Fueled up. Zlobs, you're sitting alone at the table.
Mhm.
Coach Xylophone puts a tablet down. The folks in the lab, well, the astrophysical lab, were able to backtrace that block of wood.
Mm-hmm.
And we have a lead on something.
Mm-hmm.
This thing is centuries old, and it got stirred from its resting place and kind of turned itself on. We think a similar event may happen somewhere else. Something similar. Remarkably similar circumstances, in fact. But this last mission, you proved yourself. You're able to hold your emotions in check. You're a labyrinth. No one can get to the core of you.
Sorry.
I could think of only one other person, so I'm calling in a favor. 2-person mission. You and an outside consultant.
Outside consultant.
The sound of a 25cc scooter engine outside. Kickstand down. In walks traveling team alum Susie Chen with her go bag. Zlobs, you and Susie Chen are going to Acadia, northern Maine.
Whoa.
Stay there until you get the job done.
Hours later, at the squeeze, everyone else has gone home except one person in the staff. And 2 12-ish-year-olds underneath a swinging light. So you were pretty quiet during the when we were there. What did the voice tell you?
Nothing I didn't already know.
But what did it tell you?
So it was speaking a totally different language.
But you knew what it was saying.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it's okay to sit in sadness, especially at the squeeze.
Yeah.
That's why I like to sit here.
This is your sad place?
It's my place.